Nado versus Cypher here, and looks like
You asked for it.
Nado's going to go with a mid-range hunter against the giant mage that we just saw from Cypher in his latter game, and not the greatest mulligan from Cypher. He did get kind of some heavy drops, but the mountain giant does kind of help.
Yeah, the mountain giant helps, and also whenever you have the secrets in your deck, and you know they're in there. The mulligan sometimes it could be, you can go a little more aggressive.
Yeah. Now, as far as secrets, he's running an ice block. Now,
Sure.
do you think like duplicate, or I don't know what else you would run? Probably not ice barrier.
No, I doubt that you're going to run ice barrier.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. So far, we can confirm one ice block. I don't know if he's running two, but I think there is a duplicate in there as well. But just kind of slowing down the Hunter's start. Hunter's got probably Leok. No, I was going with Misha. Probably one of the better rolls, to be honest.
Yeah.
And let's check the secret. He's got duplicate. Alright, so he's running at least one duplicate. Now he can answer the Misha with a Frostbolt, but that doesn't set him up so well.
Who have to ping next turn, or even explosive sheep ping, depending on what's played.
Yeah. So this is kind of like a stall mage. He just kind of wants to slow down the hunter as much as possible, so you can get down to the 10 life to start throwing down Moltons and all the Echo of Medivh shenanigans.
Right.
I think he's probably running one Flame Strike and probably maybe two Blizzards, so he has plenty of AoE whenever he needs it. The hunter's not really able to develop. He got a freezing trap up whenever a minion does come down.
Yeah.
Haunted Creeper along with the hero power, I guess, from the hunter. Not the strongest starts, but he's playing it nice and slow. He's realizing that he is kind of up against a relatively slow mage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that might hurt him in the long run whenever he starts getting the molten giants and the ice blocks and everything.
Yeah. Hunters really aren't known for a lot of burst. They have like a lot of little damage. So once the 10 life does come down for the mage, the hunter hopefully can burst him down through that, but the odds are kind of against him on that.
Yeah, it looks like the hunter got a Ragnaros in that deck.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, I don't quite remember. Did he get the Godzilla from the web spinner? I think he did, right?
Yeah, I think he picked that up from the web spinner.
Yeah, because he did play one earlier, and I don't think usually don't really run that. So that'll be interesting. Against a mage, that's probably one of the better ones to get off the web spinner, considering the mage does have polymorph, but usually they don't have a lot of answers for big stuff rather than just polymorph. And polymorph isn't even that common.
Yeah. Yeah, not in today's meta. The polymorph's not very common.
Yeah. Nice 3 mana mountain giant.
Yeah.
And does he set up an Acolyte maybe? Or okay, so just a Frostbolt on the Houndmaster.
Sure. That takes away the death of the mountain giant, but he picked up the kill command, so he can take care of that giant pretty quickly, because the spider is a beast. So.
Yeah, but will he really want to, considering he has a freezing trap up?
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
You can probably just let the mountain giant just kind of sit there or get sent back to the hand.
Yeah.
Now, Zephyr
the
mountain giant could potentially just get killed just from going back to the hand, considering Zephyr does have like 9 cards in hand. So if he draws one here, he gets 10. Okay, so he's just gonna go for polymorph.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna hold on the freezing trap. Now he hasn't really attacked at all, right? He hasn't really tested anything for like snakes or
Nah.
Yeah, so he doesn't really know. But generally, mid-range hunter really only runs freezing traps and maybe 50-50 on the snakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, lately I've seen some odd ones like the snipes and stuff like that, and I was just kind of confused whenever it came out.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, you're gonna always face some funky decks at the beginning of the month, so that might be the cause of that.
sure.
So the hunter's looking. Okay, so he's ignoring. All right, so down to. Okay, yeah. Looks like Zephyr's sticking. Oh, he's not sticking with his Giant's Mage. He's going with the Mech Mage. Nado is sticking with his mid-range Hunter. Mech Mage usually doesn't run Piloted Sky Golem, so that's a strange card, but hopefully it works out.
This is kind of the dream draw that he got there with
Yeah,
Cogmaster.
that's true.
Into,
A Mech at least.
yeah,
Now, if he gets a Mech Warper, that would be like the ultimate dream. It's because considering you
Absolutely.
get a free Cogmaster or Clockwork Gnome out. But right
Yeah.
now he's able to buff up his Cogmaster next turn at least.
Sure.
Nado's realizing that this is not the same mage, so he kind of wants to get a faster start out. Will he coin the Haunted Creeper? Or maybe even the Bad Scientist? Because that would directly
Sure.
challenge the Cogmaster.
Absolutely. That's the way that you'd want to play it.
Yeah. He does have one trap in his hand, so whatever the Mad Scientist does summon, it's either going to be another freezing trap or it might be some other trap, though we'll have to see exactly what this deck is running. Nado's able to develop a minion, but as far as trading, he's probably going to go with the obvious. Oh, he's just going to go for face. Alright. So, kind of going for a Racem style approach for this Mech Mage.
I think he's trying to maybe fake out that he's a face hunter with this deck here.
Oh, yeah. So, that would kind of... Okay, so as far as trap, let's see what he got. So another freezing. So far we know that he's running 2 freezings and nothing really else. Cloak on... Okay, so he's going to proc freezing. Set the Cogmaster up to 3 mana. Mech Warper is safe. Now, he doesn't have a nice 4-drop mech. The Shredder will go down for 3, but he's probably looking... Is there even a good 5-drop mech that you could use for 4 mana?
No, I don't know if there's any real good 5-drop mechs that anybody uses.
Okay, yeah. I guess you could do the Harvest Golem and a ping, but... So the Cloak was kind of not really needed then, to be honest.
Right. He would have saved maybe a hit point on the Mech Warper, but...
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a great card he got off of that.
Yeah, the Hyena.
Yeah, with 2 beasts on board, that's...
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You
fantastic.
can go up to, what, like a 6/4 if he trades
It'll be
everything in?
Yeah, if he trades everything in, it's a 6/4. You're still leaving the board wide open, but having a 6/4 on board
Yeah.
it's pretty nice to have,
Yeah.
especially against a Mech Mage, and obviously he knows now that it's a Mech Mage that he's playing.
Yeah. And the Houndmaster will come down, and that's going to really throw off Zephyr in saying that this is not a face hunter. This is the same mid-range they faced last game.
Yeah. The jig is up.
Yeah. So we're down to 1 beast on board. Let's see if it... No, it's going to stay alive with one health. So... Ooh, he's able to do Unleash the Hounds and the Scavenging
And the
Hyena.
Hyena.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So that's
Hyena's
gonna...
be pretty big.
So it's, what, like a 8/5 then?
Yeah, it'll be.
An 8/5.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. And he can trade pretty much all the stuff that he needs to be able to make the proper trades to clear the board for the Hyena to do some serious damage.
Sure. Yeah, you play the Hyena, then the Hounds, and you keep yourself with 2 Spectral Spiders and...
Yeah. Ooh, and he gets a... He does not go for the Unleash the Hounds Scavenging Hyena combo.
Does he not know he has beasts on board? Why is he not playing that Hyena?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just wanting to play it really slow and kind of save. But if he
Save
trades
that for
everything
seconds.
off, that means that he's not going to get as much hound or like unleash the hound's value. So
Sure.
yeah. Ooh, he gets double. All right.
Yeah.
Now the freezing trap was set up like I think maybe turn 3 or so, and it still hasn't been popped. So Zephyr's not really able to do much work.
Sure. If he doesn't get his own
Yeah.
secret up here soon, it might be ugly for him.
Yeah. He's already used Blast Mage, so that's pretty much almost the only AoE that mages run.
Yeah, the mech mages, yeah, they don't run much in the way of AoE.
I
Yeah.
have no time for games.
So this is pretty much lethal. He's got 10 on
Yeah.
board and plenty in the hand to get
Absolutely.
it done. Alright, so looks like Nado's going to take the whole series here, and he wins with pretty much almost perfect life. He just lost 5 at the very end, and Nado against Sea Lover. Nado was able to defeat Zypher with several mage decks, and he used pretty much a standard hunter mid-range. And Sea Lover looks like he's running a Warlock variation. Looks like it maybe... Okay, so that might be Demon Warlock, that could be Hand Warlock.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, let's.
so for anyone joining us late, you can pretty much play tonight almost immediately. This is one of our last contestants. So all you have to do to play is go to slap.gg/p and enter your battle tag, and that will allow you to play tonight. And we are joined tonight by Sorath. He was able to win the first night with us, and I think he was... Sorath, how many win streaks did you get? Did you get 2?
Hey, I got two.
Yeah, I
Two
think...
wins.
Yeah, everyone that night, I think, got 2 win streaks, and you were able to win with a Druid deck, so, right? And you had, like, the most health at around, like, 50-some?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. So, Sorath is helping us cast tonight. He will be in the Barrel Brawl at the end of the month, which will have a cash prize of about $100 plus any donations we receive. And these two guys are kind of facing the same... trying to get in the same situation as Sorath is. Strong start from Sea Lover with the Zombie Chow and tap. Looks like
Yeah.
it's generally a Hand Warlock with that Twilight Drake.
Yeah, the Twilight Drake plus the Molten Giant.
Yeah. Now, most Demon Warlocks do run Molten Giant, right? Or it's kind of like a 50-50 card, some do, some don't.
Yeah, some do, some don't. Most of the demon locks, you know, you're going to have the majority of the demons with the Mal'Ganis and the Doomsayers. And you generally trade in all of the giants for the Void Callers and then the demons.
Okay, yeah. And then most of the support cards are pretty much the same, with the Shadow Flames, and okay, nice. Now, Innervate's going to go down with that Druid Claw. Probably in taunt mode. He doesn't really need to kill the Zombie Chow right away, not a big deal.
Right. Picked up a silence at the right moment.
Yeah, he did. Twilight Drake's going to come down with 8 health? 7.
Yeah, it'll be 8.
The coin did make it 7, so...
7, yeah, you had to use coin. I thought it was 4 mana card.
Yeah.
Well, this is a pretty good silence turn.
Yeah, but he can't really trade... Usually you want to, like, silence and then hero power to kill it. He can't really do that quite yet.
You could still silence and then just go face and let him trade it in.
That's true.
You still...
Get the
you're dealing
damage
with
in. Yeah.
But a lot of times with hand locks, and he should know it's hand locked by now, that you don't want to deal that damage to the face until you pretty much set up your combo in hand.
Yeah.
You have a few minions on board, so you can just burst it all down at one time.
Yeah.
This other Twilight Drake might go
Unchecked for a bit. Now, druids usually don't have answers to huge creatures. That's the reason why they run like Big Game Hunter and Black Knight. So he might really have a problem trying to clear this. and especially whenever the Dr. Boom comes down, or whenever a mountain giant comes in hand.
Yeah. It looks like Nado's going to get the first Dr. Boom, though, because he already, well, they both have it in hand, but he'll hit 7 before the Warlock will.
Yeah, and that'll let him make the decision on how to trade exactly the Boombots off.
Sure.
So, alright, so the Twilight Drake does go down after a few trades and absorbing a swipe.
I would be surprised if we don't see anything but Dr. Boom next turn.
Yeah. So life
This is a
tap.
tough turn for
Okay.
Glover.
Yeah.
Tough turn. So, yeah.
He could have. Actually, he couldn't really have done much. I was thinking anti-Killbot, but not quite there.
Nah.
Alright, so 8 mana Molten. That's not what he wants. He's got the 7 mana Boom.
Yeah. This here, yeah, you gotta just follow it up with your own.
But generally, Warlocks have better answers to big stuff like this, considering they have like Siphon Soul, but Nado's not able to get the big game hunter to have a clean board. He's gonna go with that charge. Oh, okay, so he's just gonna kill him right here. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so bravo to Nado, he wins with... Okay, so a little BM there, he's gonna take his health down a little bit, so 20 life to him, and Nado again against Sea Lover. The current score is Nado has won with a Druid deck against Sea Lover's hand Warlock, so Nado's up 1 score in this best of 3. And it looks like he's going back to a mid-range hunter they used to defeat Zypher with. Now this mid-range hunter does run things like Ragnaros, and we didn't get to see it played yet, but hopefully we'll get to... And it looks like Sea Lover's running a Secret Space Mage, so this will be interesting.
It could even be a Freeze Mage. I've seen that card in Freeze Mage hands as well.
Okay, and then even with the Mana Wraith as well. You think that's still a Freeze Mage? Okay, all right. Well,
yeah, once or twice I've seen it that way, and it confused me. I thought it was like a rush.
yeah.
But
so Nado is probably as confused as we are about this Mana Wraith. He's kind of wondering if he should throw the Honda Creeper down, but decides not to. He's going to let the Mana Wraith hit him in the face a little bit. Not a big deal.
no.
Honda Creeper's going to go down. It can't really challenge too much on the board, but it will give a nice punching bag to Sea Lover if he wants.
Yeah.
Mana Wraith along with a ping probably. See how does he want to clear out the Hana Creeper tokens? Okay, so just a naked Kirin Tor Mage. Now the Piloted Shredder, that's probably not a Freeze Mage card, right?
No, not normally.
Alright, so should we say it's a mid-range mage then?
Yeah, probably. Maybe like a homegrown mid-range.
Yeah, okay. So this isn't going to be like a fatigue thing, or this isn't anything standard. This will be just his own kind of invention, so we'll have fun with figuring what this one is.
Sure.
Now, Nado's able to do Unleash the Hounds if he wants. That probably won't clear too much, but he might not even just trade with Unleash the Hounds, just use them all to go face.
Sure.
And let Sea Lover do the trading for him.
Yeah.
Other than that, he could, I guess, throw down a Mad Scientist to start getting pressure out. We haven't seen any secrets from this deck beyond Freezing Traps. That's probably what he'll get from Mad Scientist if he goes with that route.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Hello.
this hunter, it looks like one that I play, except it has Ragnaros. I don't have Ragnaros in mine.
Yeah.
The highest I got's Dr. Boom, but yeah, it's pretty much mid-rangey.
Okay.
You got a little burst potential if you can get
Double kill command, or?
Well, not even the double kill command. Well, that and also maybe like Unleash the Hounds, and then the can't remember the name of the card. It's pretty late
Leok?
for me. Yeah, it's yeah, the Leok. It
Okay.
summons some of the beasts.
Okay. Alright, well, he did just kind of kill the Kirin Tor Mage with a kill command, so he's kind of playing the control game, letting the mage kind of set the pace.
Yeah.
And Sea
That
Lover's...
looks like a snap play on the water elemental. He threw that out pretty quick.
Yeah, probably great to play against like any weapon-based class, and he does have a weapon, or Nado does have a weapon in his hand, so the water elemental is probably going to be pretty annoying here.
Yeah. I would probably throw down the Eagle Horn Bow, coin out the Mad Scientist, take out the Mana Wraith, and then just take the face hit from the water elemental.
Yeah, so at least you'll start getting charges from any traps that are procced.
Sure.
And eventually, hopefully, you can kill the water elemental to use those charges, but...
Yeah. Or whenever you, if you take the 2/2 out, if you take his Scientist out with your 2/2, you got that. The next time he tries to attack the water elemental, it's +2 mana.
Yeah. Oh, so he's just going to go with Lothab. So he's realizing, I guess he's probably realizing the threat of the water elemental and saying, I don't really want to do a weapon just now. I want to kill the water elemental first, then worry about weapons.
Sure.
And Sea Lover looks like he has a great turn here with the Mana Wraith and a Shredder, but that's going to put him up to 5 potential minions for the Unleash the Hounds.
Right.
That could back and bite him, but I don't know.
What to do? What to do?
Yeah, it looks like he's not... Oh, okay, so he's going to trade it into the Lothab. And as far as Secret, what do we got? We got Counterspell. Alright, so the Counterspell does kind of signifies like a really... kind of a mid-range type thing where you're trying to control the board, keep board control.
Yeah.
And here comes the Counterspell on Unleash the Hounds. Bam.
Yeah, that's
going to hurt.
gotta hurt a lot.
Especially with the Knife Juggler on board.
Yeah.
He was not really wanting to see that. And Sea
He
Lover's
needs
like...
to take out that water elemental.
Yeah. The tokens can't really kill anything, but... Okay, so just... getting the Mana Wraith down to 1, that doesn't really help, considering the Mana Wraith is probably going to grow to a 2 attack and kill his Knife Juggler next turn.
Sure. Or he could well, no, he could clear this board with the Piloted Shredder, see what you get out of that, take down the on board.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you ping, take one of the spiders out with your...
Man, but Sea Lover's running kind of low on cards, so...
Yeah.
He has a great board position right now, but I don't know if he's really able to hold on to it. He is down to, or Nado's down to 12 life, so that fireball almost is lethal. He's just pretty much 1 damage off lethal right now.
Yeah.
And as far as Secret, that was a mirror. Yeah, Mirror Entity is up for Sea Lover. This. So lethal pretty much is on board. He could get a taunt, but that's not going to help him from a fireball. He could get a freezing trap up, but that yet fireball still will go through that. So almost game straight over to Sea Lover right here.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Hunter in this match.
Mirror Entity on the Owl, so that's a great target, but getting rid of the... And let's check this Secret. Okay, so it isn't freezing, so it looks like that's only what is running.
Yeah.
Stable Portal, and bam, here we go. Ping and Fireball. Alright, so Sea Lover is able to win over Nado with 26 life. The third game against Nado and Sea Lover, these guys are tied 1-1, so this kind of will be the deciding match. Both of them switched decks too. We got a Ramp Druid against a Control Warrior. Wild Growth in the hand for Nado, so he's off to a great start. Sea Lover is able to get a weapon, and that's kind of exactly what you want against a Druid.
Yeah.
Druid's pretty heavily favored though in this matchup. They throw down a lot of big creatures that Warrior almost runs out of removal to take care of. Wild Growth on turn 2 for Nado, and that's going to lead him into a great Shredder turn. Sea Lover's able to not set anything up quite yet. He's able to armor up. He might try to get a weapon out here just to get rid of the Shredder.
Sure.
Spell damage for the Druid. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Yeah.
Those swipes can be pretty insane. Now, I read somewhere that swipe is like the worst AoE in the game, but if you give it 1 spell damage, it becomes one of the best.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts off pretty bad. I mean, you know, the things that it doesn't clean kill the Violet Teachers that spawn the 1/1s. The best counter that it has basically is like a muster for battle from the
Yeah, the Paladins.
he made short work of that Naxxramas there.
Yeah, with the Death Rattle and such. So, slow start from Nado, just hero powering on 6.
Right.
7, he does have double lore, so that'll give him some extra card draw. Innervate, alright. So he did have a Scenarios in this deck, so he could have played a Scenarios if he had it, but not that lucky.
Nothing wrong with grabbing 2 cards here.
Yeah. Does challenge the Sludge Belcher quite well as well.
Yep.
Sea Lover's able to get a 5/5 of himself out along with some armor, but looks like he's going to go with the Shield Slam. Now this is... he's Shield Slamming a 5 health minion. He's just going to get a Ragnaros next turn, but he does have Execute for it, so... he did use Whirlwind kind of loosely to get rid of the Shade, so not like a very convenient procer for the... oh, actually, he does have Cruel Taskmaster. That'll help him execute the Ragnaros if it does come down.
Yeah. I'd probably go with the Drake and the Shade here.
Okay.
After seeing what you get.
Yeah.
If you get like a Druid of the Claw, then you use the Innervate, get the Druid of the Claw out too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not showing any weapons on board.
So the Drake hopefully can live.
Yeah.
The Ragnaros, do you think is just too vulnerable to that execute?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing 1 Shield Slam does not essentially give him like, oh, I just might as well throw Ragnaros down, but he knows that he has plenty of other removal. He does not want to throw down one of his biggest minions. Not quite yet.
I have no time for games.
Bait out those removals with some smaller ones. I guess Sylvanas is a great one to bait it out as well.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, normally the Warriors, they do have a big Gabe Hunter. He has a few cards in his hand, so...
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many removals for something big that the Warrior has, especially this early, and you haven't seen much of anything yet. I'd be very worried to play it.
Okay. Oh, so he's gonna give over the Sylvanas, maybe a token. So something he's gonna get from the... okay, so he goes with the slime. He realizes he did not have like a really beneficial way to sacrifice his Sludge Belcher while killing Sylvanas, so he just kind of gives him the slime. The slime can get answered by the Cruel Taskmaster, so he's not really too worried about that.
Sure.
Nado, 9 mana, spells are locked out.
Yeah.
Does he just go with another Ancient of Lore?
You could do Ancient Allure and Hero Power. I don't particularly like that because it's directly challenged by the Loatheb.
Yeah.
This here I'd probably look at... I liked the Drake last turn, I like the Drake again here. see what you get off of the draw, and you can even deal the 2 damage to the Taskmaster, get it out of the way.
That's
Then
yeah.
then you almost guarantee that the Lotheb has to attack into the slime. They're not going to waste any type of damage to, or any type of spell to get rid of that slime whenever it's only 1.
Okay, yeah. But he doesn't want to go with the card draw just yet. He's wanting to probably just grow his shade.
I think he's probably saving the Drake until he has a swipe in hand, so he can kind of
Get rid of any,
swipe
like...
with the extra hero power. Or with the extra spell damage.
Yeah. Brawl is probably going to be this shade's worst enemy. Whenever the Brawl does come, it's probably going to take out that.
Yeah, it's in hand, so you want to attack with it sooner rather than later. And depending on what he throws out here, it might come next turn.
Yeah. Depending how much he clears this, the warrior kind of feels threatened how much is on board.
Sure. Looks like you might take the Lotheb out. That Wrath, if you throw the spell damage down, you're getting 4, so you can take the Lotheb out.
Yeah, but then you leave everything kind of to die against the Shield Maiden, but that's not too big of a deal considering you can just hero power it down next turn. Or even just do one attack right now just to put it at 4 health.
Right.
Okay, so it looks like he's going to go with the Wrath. Anti-Killbot to heal him up. Now, usually warriors don't have enough pressure, so the Anti-Killbot might be saved till an Alexstrasza, but other than that, it might just be played in a vanilla minion without even the battle card being too much of an effect.
Yeah.
So he doesn't do the 1 damage to the armor or the Shield Maiden right now. He's going to wait for it to kill his Drake.
Sure. Then he'll have potentially 4 armor at that time, and it'll only take him down 1 health point, so...
Yeah.
Ooh, he might not even, he might just go face.
Yeah. Okay, so... Oh, man, that Sludge Belcher's really throwing a king, considering he has a Armor Smith behind it. He does not have a swipe in hand to get rid of most of this. He might just go for a silence and then the hero power.
Yeah.
And then, do you think he reveals the shade here just to kill the Armor Smith?
I would, because Brawl is definitely the capability, or it's always
kind of a big threat.
It's always on my mind. I want to get that damage before anything. Yeah, you could probably hero power off the Shield Maiden, and then after that, I mean, nothing's really looking great. He might even, I don't know.
Innervate the Ancient of Lore?
Innervate Ancient Lore, innervate Rag, but either way, it's still susceptible to Brawl.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like that at all. You could kill your Keeper of the Grove on the Shield Maiden, take out the Shield Smith so that he doesn't gain any more. Because if he has another Shield Slam in his hand, there's...
Plenty of armor.
Yeah, he's taken out anything that you have.
Yeah.
Even now a Deathwing wouldn't survive it, but
yeah,
it still wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, but he's gonna keep his shade in stealth. The Armor Smith's gonna stay alive, and probably not the best Brawl turn, but
No,
the Brawl
but
is definitely saved for the shade whenever it does come out.
Yeah, he doesn't have much else in the way of doing anything.
Yeah.
What's he at? Did he get the owl on the draw?
Yeah, the Owl's top decked, so he has a Sylvanas I guess he could play here, Sea Lover's options, but the Grom's generally saved till you have lethal, and that's, as a removal spell, Grom is pretty vulnerable.
Yeah, Grom is not good at all at this point, because it'll be dealt with pretty handily by that shade. Well, depending on what he does with it. He does have a whirlwind, or no, what is that? Execute in his hand. So, yeah, I mean, depending on what he would do with it, and he only used one swipe so far, I think. So you're always worried about that other swipe that they have in their hand.
Yeah. And the warrior just chooses to armor up and pass. So, Resident Sleeper match going on right here. Nado has some great options. He could start drawing, or Ragnaros might be looking pretty attractive. He could draw with the Wrath if he wants to, and hero power down the Armor Smith to get the extra damage. So these are probably those defining turns where it's like I have so many things I can do. Just what is the most efficient one?
Sure.
It's gonna clear the board completely.
Yeah, I don't mind doing the 3 attack on that when you have an Ancient Allure in hand.
Yeah. Enough card draw already. Does he throw it out? Oh, he's gonna reveal the shade, it looks like. And Ragnaros time, I guess.
Absolutely.
Alright.
Yes. If you're unveiling the shade, do that extra so the shield slam doesn't really take any of your stuff out.
Yeah. So
this looks like a brawl turn here, unfortunately.
do you think he throws down like an owl just to give Brett a brawl chance, or?
I would. I'd throw the owl on the shade and then brawl.
Yeah.
And hope that Rag doesn't survive the brawl.
And then you have a weapon to kill anything besides the Ragnaros. So you have like
Absolutely.
a 25% chance that nothing actually good survives. So okay, so it looks like he's gonna go for that. Oh, actually no. Okay,
I have no time for
Sylvanas and the weapon onto the keeper. It looks like.
Okay. He's hoping maybe... Well, the Rags... Yeah, I don't see anything that's going to deal this damage in Nado's hand to get rid of that shade.
Well, the shade was taken out by the.
Yeah, I meant the Sylvanas to
Okay.
either silence it or get rid of it.
Yeah. So the Sylvanas.
You got to go with the card draw here, so...
Yeah, and then you could also innervate out a keeper. He's used one keeper, but how has he used the second? I don't think so. So
yeah, he used both of them.
all right.
Keeper of the
Oh yeah,
Grave,
because
so-
one was used on the Cruel Taskmaster, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so no silence left for Nado. So the Ragnaros could potentially be stolen.
Yeah, and you don't want to see... If the Rag is stolen, you...
Got a big game hunter, but that's not the funnest play to make.
No.
Oh, so okay, so he has the combo in his hand with an innervate.
Sure.
If the
If the Rag hits, then he has lethal.
He has lethal, yeah. But yeah, it's only a 33% chance. Looks like he's going for it.
I would go for it, too. I mean, it's kind of that or bust, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta hurry up, man, because...
All these attacks, yeah.
Yeah, these attacks aren't gonna wait for that rope.
Oh, so he's leaving it up to a 50-50 rather than... Oh, there we go. Lethal. Alright, so Nado's able to win with 26 life. He is our current guy, and he has a win streak up to now, too. So bravo to him. Nado's able to face his next opponent in Flagbot. And looks like Nado's switching up to an Oil Rogue, and Flagbot is running a mech, or rather strange mage. It's almost not a mech mage. We have Apprentice Sorcerer in there and such, and we have Zombie Chow, so it might be like a mid-range mage.
Yeah, this might be a fun deck to watch to see what all's in there.
Yeah.
I will be your death. Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
Usually rogues on the mulligan kind of want to get like SI7 agent, backstabs, especially against a minion-based mage like this. So Nado has a decent mulligan, but not the greatest. Looks like he's going to go with the weapon up. Might do an attack right here just to get down to 2 life for the Goblin Autobarber next turn, but guess not. Flagbot's able to develop more minions, and Nado has probably some great AoE in the Blade Flurry, but that's not a possibility for a few turns, so he's just gonna have to smash his face into some of these.
Yeah, he could probably play the bomber. I don't know, prep. I don't like using the prep this early though.
Yeah, I was gonna say preps are, yeah, probably best with the
So-
teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe-
Teacher and hopefully,
Maybe get the zombie chow down to 1 life to be able to prep Phantom Knives next turn to kill it, and then you have tokens on board to challenge the mad scientist.
yeah. I would do the bomber, kill the scientist, leave him the trade if he wants to or not. So if he
Yeah.
hits face again, he's still going back up to about 29.
Alright, we're gonna check the secret real fast. Counterspell. Alright, so it's,
That's what you want against Oil Rogue.
yeah, so that's gonna either block out a prep or a this maybe. Maybe it chooses a this, the zombie chow, but
Yeah.
plenty of things to block out. Now, if it gets something like a sharp sword oil, that would be like the ultimate counterspell.
Yeah. A
Two-
blade flurry would be pretty handy right
Oh yeah, that's another one that would be devastating on a counterspell. He does get a great mage card from the Unstable Portal, Eternal Arcanist, so that's gonna get buffed up from the secret that does have currently up. So Flagbot got super lucky with that Unstable Portal.
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna see a Phantom Knives maybe here with the spell power.
It's gonna get killed by the secret though.
Oh yeah,
Well,
it's-
no,
the prep
his
is gonna,
prep, though,
yeah.
which that's fine. Now he still has the eviscerate and his hero power there, so you can still clear the board. Against mage, I'm always afraid of
Those guys staying on the board.
the apprentices. I mean, because a turn 6 flame strike
Not what you want to see.
it's never good.
Yeah.
He could just dagger up here and then take the 3 damage and maybe kill it next turn.
Okay.
But he'll be taking 6 at that point. So.
Yeah, not.
Well, now he can do it because he didn't ping the.
Yeah, he's just gonna trade in, develop a shredder.
Sure.
So, Phantom Knives Eviscerate does look kind of attractive. Looks like he's going for the Goblin Auto Barber and a Vis just as a combo. Okay, so he's gonna set up next turn, or do the Phantom Knives now, see what comes out. Hopefully the Goblin Barber can trade into it.
Yeah, and there's not many 2-drop minions that it wouldn't be able to. That's
it's-
perfect.
Yeah.
It's just the opposite.
Those mill houses, they can come back to bite you in the butt, but to not get that
They
lucky
can.
this time.
Right.
So Flagbot was not able to develop his Eternal Alchemist with the secret up, so that's gonna maybe stay in hand until he gets another secret.
Attention, class.
Sure.
He's
Yeah,
able to-
Apprentice Evis here is so nice.
Yeah, it is. Clean kill on the Azure Drake while setting up a nice board for himself.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Sneeds. Alright, so this mage is running some heavy cards as well.
Oh yeah, it's interesting here. 2 Belchers in hand.
Now, does he clear out this Violet Teacher with a Fireball and a Ping? Oh, I guess the Sludge Belcher might be the... Okay, so he's going with the Fireball. He does not want to take any extra damage. Get rid of... He probably realized that he has no AoE in his hand, so any little token that comes out is probably going to be super annoying.
Yeah, and then when you're worried about that oil, also you want to leave a clean board.
Yeah,
You don't want to leave the rogue
anything
with
that can
the
attack.
Right.
Ooh, a Mirror Entity. So the Mirror Entity could grab something like a Azure Drake or a Violet Teacher.
Right.
Looks like he's not going to want to set that up just yet. He's really worried about that Azure Drake.
Sure.
Spell damage is probably the most potent in the rogue's hand.
This sap is going to get some value right here.
Now, if he saps this, that means that Sneeze will probably get stuck. It's not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Right.
And considering the mage is at 28 life, he is probably going to feel safe throwing down that Sneeze.
Pay attention, class.
Is he wanting the sharp sword oil? No, you're right with the sap. So just a straight up sap.
I'm ready to learn.
Yeah.
Looks like he's just going to refresh his weapon after whacking the face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad play at all there.
Now, Flagbot, instead of the Sneeds, looks like the ward's actually pretty threatening from the rogue. So he's going to go with the Mirror Entity and his Internal Alchemist. He did get that from a Unstable Portal, so that's why it costs 1 mana.
Yeah.
Ooh, and a Backstab. That's probably exactly what he wanted to have here.
Absolutely. Backstab, oil. Man.
Double spell damage backs. Okay. He could clear the Azure Drake or the... Okay, so he's going to clear the Azure Drake.
I'm ready to learn.
Well
Well played.
Backstab, then you use your little token.
Thank you.
Now, do you trade the Sludge Belcher with an Azure Drake or the Violet Teacher? Or just not trade at all?
Whoops.
Well, you have the 2 oils. I don't see a problem playing one, attacking with that, using your token that you got off of the Violet Teacher to clear that point out. Then the slime that comes out, maybe even take it out with the Violet Teacher and go face with the
With the rest, okay.
Azure Drake.
Yeah, that looks pretty clean. So unfortunately the oil did go onto a token, so that potentially just could get pinged down.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
he missed 1 damage on face by using
The
the
Azure
Azure
Drake.
as opposed to the
Yeah.
Violet Teacher.
But I guess he's considering the health is more relevant, and he's probably worried about getting into Flame Strike range, so keeping that alive.
Sure.
The Eternal Alchemist does finally come down, but sadly there's no Seekers to give it a nice little buff.
Yeah.
Blade Flurry with double spell damage is going to do 6.
Yes.
Clear the board. Basically, almost clear the board. Tinker Sharp Sword
Good.
Oil will land. Hopefully, oh, not the best target, but not the worst.
No. With Evis, he
Oh
has,
yeah, that's lethal. Okay, wow,
lethal. Yeah.
that's way lethal. All right, cool. So Nado's able to win the first match in this little series with 20 life. Flagbot changed to a standard shaman. Nado actually switched to a mech mage. All right, so both of them changed. And generally in this matchup, okay, so Lightning Storm does stay in hand for Flagbot. He does not choose to mulligan that. That's going to be one of the crucial things to use, whether if he uses it too early or too soon.
It's a great card to have against a mech mage, though. So he called it right with him. With
Yeah.
him staring.
And the amount of variation that we see in mages these days, mech mage is the most common, but we have not seen a lot of mech mages tonight specifically. So Nado or Flagbot really read that right in keeping the Lightning Storm.
Yeah.
Great development here from Nado. Nice early start. No mech warper starts, not crazy, but plenty of nice drops to start out with.
Yes.
Does he's respecting the totem or let's see.
I would clear the totem. I mean, because
Yeah, Flame Tongue, like Rock Biter and all that stuff could just
sure.
knock you out.
Plus that spell damage. I mean, it's a guaranteed 3 for the lightning strike there, and he has a 3 and a 2 right there. So
Yeah.
Up. Portals online.
So if he goes purely for face here, okay. So yeah, we're gonna see the Lightning Storm next turn. Hopefully the totem stays on board, and that's like an ultimate Lightning Storm. Yep, and here we go. And we even have Okay, so if he rolls high on the spider tank, that's what he wants. Oh, and he does go high. Alright, so he gets nice and high, so everything is cleared out. One spare part in the hand for Nado now, from the Clockwork Gnome.
Well played.
And no mechs to proc the Blast Mage now.
Yes.
So Nado's kind of overcommitting to that board, and it really slowed him down.
Yeah, it bit him in the butt. I mean, it's very difficult for a mech mage to come back after something like that happens.
Yeah, and I mean, Lightning Storm isn't really even that common in Shaman these days, too, so...
And right now, he just picked up the silence, so you're silencing it and killing the scientist.
Yeah, so Mirror Entity is not going to be a threat for a little bit. And so that means that he can do a nice, clean Fire Elemental next turn.
Right.
And this looks like almost a complete shutout for Flagbot.
Yeah. It's not looking good for the mech.
So the spare part is probably going to be played a crucial role if he can get an Antonidas out. But he has to draw it, and...
Yeah, right. Yeah, sending an Azure Drake out for its death there is not good.
Yeah, now, let's see. Maybe a Crackle on the Azure Drake just to keep the Fire Elemental at full health?
Yeah, you could do that. Belcher's not a bad play there. Belcher and a token.
Yeah. Now...
I didn't notice that he had the spider on the creeper, so...
Yeah, that's another nice play. Mages do not run any, or Mech Mages at least, do not run any AoE beyond like a Goblin Blast Mage, so most of these minions will stick, and the trades are going to completely in favor of Flagbot. He can trade this however he wants, so...
Yes.
Nado's not really able to dictate much of this match now.
No. That lightning storm was crucial.
Yeah. He does kind of slow down the Fire Elementals, probably just to reduce the damage to give him more chances to draw, like Dr. Boom and Antonidas.
That, and he wants to keep that mech on board to throw the
Oh, the Blast Maze, that's a good point.
blast mage out.
Hex onto it just in the night. Now, Flagbot probably realizes that, going into turn 8 has not seen one Blast Mage yet, so the mech threat is real.
Absolutely.
Now, that Crackle was up to potentially 4 and it hit for like 5, so Crackle's not really worried about missing its RNG chance there. Healing Totem will help out the Fire Elemental get out of ping range. Ooh,
Yes.
not the best minions for Nado.
No, not at all. This is looking very bad for Nado, and he has the only thing here is if you play something, he can kill some of his minions in order to get the Alakir down.
Yeah, so Flagbot's able to take that with 22 life after a concede from Nado, so this is the deciding game against Flagbot and Nado. Nado currently has 2 win streaks, so if Flagbot is able to win here, he will knock down Nado. But Nado, all he has to do to win for the night is hold as much win streaks as possible while having the most cumulative health. So if Nado wins here, he'll go up to 3, and that's pretty much guaranteeing him to win the night. Now Flagbot, if he does win here, we're running out of opponents, so Flagbot will hold the current treetopper and will go into either like tomorrow or the next day with 1 win under his belt. But Nado will be the official winner tonight if we don't have any more contestants. But going into this game specifically, Nado has a really funky mulligan. He did not get what he wanted.
Yes. No, and having those situational cards with the roars in hand currently, that's not good.
And then at least Flagbot is able to get... Feral Spirits is probably great right here. He does have the Haunted Creeper, so Flagbot is definitely setting the initiative right now.
I'd go with the creeper and just kind of keep the coin for something later, because if you play on curve currently, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
you're not seeing anything.
If you do coin the Feral Spirits, that means that you're going to be overloaded with only 1 mana, so I mean, he kind of probably wants to keep at least a totem possibility.
Sure.
So it does go with the creeper, definitely a smart choice considering The Feral Spirits won't really do anything on board besides space damage. Nado's able to start with a Shade on turn 3, but turn 4 looks really abysmal.
Yes. Yeah, right now his hand is looking like a foot.
Yeah, he does get a silence, so double death rattle minions on board, so the silence might do some work here. But that means that he's gonna have to reveal his Shade, and not probably what he wants so early.
Yeah, I would.
Maybe just silence and then hold the Shade regardless, and then just attack
Absolutely.
with the Keeper next turn.
Yeah, because currently on board he can't take that Keeper of the Grove out.
Yeah. Okay, so it just does 2 damage. So silence is not what he wanted to do, and then just leave the tokens, I guess.
That seems strange to me because now he has 4 on board, and you're not killing off the Harvest Golem. That was
That did seem really strange.
an odd play.
And Argus does come down with plenty of targets, so
Yeah. I mean, this is Belcher is pretty much all you got. I wouldn't feel bad about unveiling the Shade on the Spider Taunt.
considering it's going to be protected by the Belcher, looks pretty solid. And that would allow his Belcher to live, at least for the token part, if he does kill the Spider.
Well, he has the silence in hand, but, Nado doesn't know that.
Yeah, that's true.
But in that, do you silence the Shade or do you silence the Belcher? I don't know. I'd probably silence the Shade because it could get way out of control. Oh,
Yeah. He didn't attack, so the Belcher might just straight up die to everything on board here.
Absolutely. And you're going to leave the, more than likely, the taunt giver, the Argus.
Nado saying, "Hi, Mom," RDU reference. Okay, so no spell damage, Crackle coming down. It only hits for 3, so that's not what he wanted. But yet, he didn't really have any... If it would have hit for higher, it would have been great, but if it hit for 4, he still had to trade something in anyway, so not too big of a deal. He's able to do the Pharaoh Spirit, so we'll only have 4 mana next turn, so does not able to play his big stuff next turn, but... Ooh, Nado had an Innervate. Okay, so he could do... he could do a Ragnaros if he wants.
He could. That is way risky, though.
Yeah. This Shaman deck would run a Hex.
Sure.
What do you... He doesn't have any other plays.
I wouldn't feel bad about leaving 1 mana on the board and draw some more cards.
Just the
right
lore?
now, your hands are so it's so bad.
Yeah.
Black makes a good pick as well.
Yeah. And he finally reveals the Shade.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's gonna die right here, but the Black Knight and just killing the other Feral Spirit is not gonna be bad.
Oof. Yeah, and Flagbot actually has 3 mana rather than 4, considering he crackled, so I was off a little bit there, but he did throw down the Flame Tongue Totem and coin out another totem, so essentially 4 mana. And just going straight for face, he realizes that he has complete board control, and Druids have a hard time AoEing stuff like this.
Sure.
He can't
He's 1 mana off of taking out with the Wrath in the Black Knight, so
yeah.
Unfortunately, that Flame Tongue is going to stay on board.
Yeah.
Ooh, I would have more than likely killed the Flame Tongue there with the Wrath if I was going to use it.
Yeah, and that would have let most of your stuff stay at higher health. But
yeah.
he decides not to, and that creates great value to any totems that he gets right here. And
sure, and he has the spell damage for 1, so just hit that, keep everything on board.
yeah, You really think Earthshocking the lore is good?
Well,
I would just trade the totem in, I thought, but
absolutely you could do that. But with a Belcher coming up after it, I guess you could save the silence for the Ancient of Wars if you think he's running Ancient of War.
oh yeah, that's true. There's not too many targets for the silence in a druid deck, so that's a good
Right.
point.
I mean, but with the other cards he has in hand, my guess is he probably has some type of Black Knight in his hand. If his Belcher comes down, that'll be pretty good for Nado here.
Yeah, that'll be the comeback he needs.
He's still getting pretty low on cards here, so...
Yeah. And those Savage Roars probably won't do a whole lot of work besides removal, considering he needs the other half of the combo, and if he gets it, his opponent still isn't at the combo range, so...
Right.
We could see a Druid of the Claw in charge form and a Savage Roar just to start clearing some of this. But he's going to taunt it up. Looks like he's going to Savage Roar his Shade and just kill the Sludge Belcher with the Shade alone.
Yeah. Then take care of the...
Man, and this Flame Tongue Totem has done so much work.
It sure has.
And that's a good game right there.
That's, yep, GG.
With the Flame Tongue Totem and the Rock Biter, there we go. So, Flagbot is able to win this series right here with 28 life. So that leaves him with plenty of life to work with.